Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Adama and today we are going to talk about healing your Black Moon Lilith. And we're going to dive deep into the shadow and what can manifest with Black Moon Lilith in your life. So before we get into it, if you do want some background into what Lilith is, what Black Moon Lilith is, and you have no idea, I encourage you to head to my website, lilithastrology.com, and sign up for my email list, because there you will receive my free guide, an alchemist guide to Black Moon Lilith, that will discuss and dive deeper and give you more of a beginner's understanding of this placement in the birth chart. I also encourage you to hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button if you love this channel and love this video. And you can also follow us on social media at Lilith Astrology on Instagram, TikTok, and we're also on Facebook. So today I'm going to talk about the shadow associated with Black Moon Lilith, and we're going to use a celebrity example, Lizzo. And I thought this was so appropriate to use Lizzo right now because she is in the news again for people who don't know when to leave her alone and allow her to shine. And this situation that she is going through right now is so Lilith and in alignment with what I saw in her chart. So before we do get into all of that and we get into Lizzo's chart, I do want to talk about the shadow that's associated with Black Moon Lilith. So when we think of Lilith as an archetype, Lilith is a demonized, suppressed, and dark feminine archetype in astrology. And we can look at her myth and see the situation that she went through, the suppression that she went through, and we can then look at our own lives and what house we have Lilith in, what planets Lilith is aspecting, and we can see those similar themes playing out in our life. And when we do that, it can be incredibly healing. It's shadow work to understand where this disempowerment or difficulty or suppression can occur for us. And it gives us the tools to shift it or to change it within ourselves so that the outer world bends to our will. So what is the shadow? So the shadow is talked about a lot, and the shadow is something that is based in Hermetic alchemy. So this is the unconscious. This is the side of yourself that is in darkness, that you cannot see, that you're projecting onto the world or that the world is projecting back to you. And so it can create a lot of loops where people feel that certain things keep happening to them or that certain disempowering moments keep happening to them. And alchemizing that shadow is when we shine a light on it and bring these challenges to light, when we make them known and when we can face our shadow. It can be incredibly healing, and it gives us more empowerment in our lives and to transform the difficulties that we are experiencing in our own lives. A famous psychoanalyst who worked a lot with shadow energy is Carl Jung, and basically he described this as the unconscious as well. But when we look at this from an alchemical standpoint, the shadow is dark energy that is lying deep beneath the surface and ready for you to shine a light on it, heal it, integrate it, so that you can vibrate into your higher self and who you were truly meant to be in this lifetime. So let's get into Lizzo. So Lizzo has recently been in the news because she just accepted a VMA award and clapped back at her haters. So we're gonna go into exactly what Lizzo said, but Lizzo responded, or she seemed to respond, to the comedian Aries Spears on VMA stage after his fat shaming comments. And mind you, I don't shame anyone for anything on this channel. I just talk about the issues and as they are presented and what is actually going on. But Aries Spears, he's somebody who he's reflecting his shadow onto Lizzo. I mean, we can all go take a look at Aries Spears and we can see that he's reflecting his own shadow onto Lizzo. But I'll leave that alone. And let's get into what Lizzo actually said. So Lizzo delivered a message for her haters on MTV's Video Music Awards, where she was a winner. So while she accepted her award in the video for good category, the 34-year-old singer thanked fans for supporting her and loving on her, but then she called out her critics. Now, for the bitches that got something to say about me in the press, she said in a callback. And this is very interesting that it's similar to Nicki Minaj's. This is in People magazine, because Nicki Minaj is also a very Black Moon Lilith person, with it forming a connection with her son. And I'm gonna do a separate video on Nicki all about that. But she said, you know what? I'm not gonna say nothing. They'd be like, Lizzo, why don't you clap back? Why don't you clap back? Cause bitch, I'm winning, ho. And she said to thunderous applause, big bitch is winning, ho. Best revenge is your paper, bitch. And she later said, keep my name in your mouth, cause I know it tastes good. So this is the Lilith in Lizzo really coming out and responding to her haters head on, accepting her award, accepting the praise that she deserves, and keeping it moving. So there also have been times where Lizzo has gone on Instagram Lives and really showed vulnerability in how people's criticism and the way that they portray her in the media, how that hurts her and affects her. But this was a moment where she was like, enough's enough. Like, I'm accepting a VMA, and why are you going to let who I am and how I look affect this moment and affect my life? So, of course, I've been looking at Lizzo's birth chart for a long time after hearing about a lot of things she's been going through over the years in the media. And the birth chart that is on Astro Theme, it's a C rating. So that means that the accuracy of it is a bit questionable. But if we take out all of the rising sign information, if we take out the timely information where you do need birth time, Lizzo has Black Moon Lilith in Leo, forming a square to her 3 planets in the sign of Taurus. She has the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter in Taurus. So Taurus is known for being voluptuous, and not every Taurus is voluptuous. Yes, we know that. But when we think about the purest essence of Taurian energy, it's about abundance, creativity, it's about splendor, it's about wealth. It is about, yes, being voluptuous, being well-fed. It's about indulgence. And she is a Taurus, and she's got Jupiter there. Jupiter is a planet of expansion. It's a planet of growth. And she's got Mercury there. And she's got Mercury in Taurus. She's a beautiful singer. And this is her vibration that she is living in. And it's forming a square, which is a harsh connection to Black Moon Lilith in Leo. So when we think about Leo, Leo is our true expression. It's the artist, it's artistry, it's how we perform, it's how we show up. And she's got Black Moon Lilith there. So there's always going to be haters, there's always going to be someone who needs to say something about her expression and the way she's showing up. Always. And even when she achieves the pinnacle of massive success, that Black Moon Lilith shadow is going to follow her around. So in your own life, if you have something similar that's showing up, or you look into your own Black Moon Lilith and you see like, this is really affecting my career, or this is affecting me as a person, or it's affecting my health, or it's affecting how people perceive me or my self-esteem. Understanding how to shift and alchemize these types of criticisms is so important. And this is something that Lizzo has been learning to do. So her Black Moon Lilith and Leo came out that night. So I wanted to give you all an example of how this can really cause inner turmoil And I'm sure she's been going through this her entire life. She's been dealing with this shadow of people fat shaming her or making her feel ashamed of her body. So not only does Taurus rule all the things that I said, but Taurus also rules the physical body. So how she's showing up, it's making people overshadow her talent. And the thing that Lizzo has learned, I think, in her life is to not allow that to affect her. And even if it does affect her, because she's a human being, she understands how to do the inner work required to show up for her fan base, show up for herself, and to stand in her true self-expression. So another important part of this story with Lizzo and how Black Moon Lilith is at play right now in her life, throughout her whole entire life, is she is experiencing eclipses in Scorpio and Taurus. We've got the South Node in Scorpio and we got the North Node in Taurus. And like I said, she is a Taurus sun with Mercury and Jupiter. So she is really going through a profound personal change. And so all of this energy with who she is, how she shows up, her creativity, her artistry, her physical body is really going to be transformed over the next 18-month cycle that we are experiencing during these eclipses. So we are really going to see even more of this become a big part of Lizzo's career. But she really is an alchemist because she has her fashion line, she has her music, and she's doing her. And what's crazy also is that she is not bothering anyone. She is living her own life and she is expressing herself and being in her truth. And this Black Moon Lilith and Leo energy, other people have a problem with that. So another famous Black Moon Lilith and Leo that I really want to actually slide in here so you can really see these two energies juxtaposed is Marilyn Monroe. She reached the height of success, pinnacle of success, but there was always that shadow of feeling like the Hollywood studios were just using her and didn't truly care about her. The men in her life were also doing the same, and she just felt like she was being put on a pedestal and she was so famous, but yet no one was truly nurturing or caring for her. And she had a tragic and untimely death. So Black Moon Lilith and Leo is really all about alchemizing other people's opinions and having worth in yourself. And other people's opinions may not stop, but the thing is not allowing it to affect you, and healing is the first step. So I encourage you, if you want to know even more about Black Moon Lilith, about Lilith Astrology, I encourage you to subscribe also to my podcast, Black Moon Lilith Rising. That is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.